Many people think honeybees die in winter because it's too cold. But here's the truth. Honeybees can survive temperature far below freezing. In fact, the cold is usually not the real problem. Today, we are going to talk about the real reason honeybees colony die during winter and how beekeepers can prevent it. So first we're going to look at what goes on for the winter, right? So the western honeybee is known scientifically as the Apis mellifera, is actually designed to survive cool climates. Instead of hibernating like many insects, honeybees form something called a winter cluster. The bees gather tightly together around the queen and begin vibrating their flight muscle. This generates heat inside the hive. Even when temperature outside are below freezing, the center of the cluster can stay around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, which keep the colony alive. So clearly, cold temperature alone do not kill honeybees. Second, the real killer, that's the Varroa mite, right? So one of the biggest threats to honeybees colony is a parasite called Varroa the destructor. These might attach to the bees and feed on their body fat. Even worse, they spread dangerous virus throughout the colony. Varroa might reproduce inside the cap brood cells where new bees are developing. If mite population grow too high during the summer and fall, the bees that are supposed to survive winter become weak and unhealthy. So by the time winter arrives, the colony may already be doomed. And this is why experienced beekeepers work hard to monitor and control mite before winter begins. Another common reason colony dies during winter is starvation. During cold weather, bees cannot fly to collect nectar or pollen, right? So instead they survive by eating the honey they store during the summer and fall. So if the colony does not have enough food stored in the hive, they can run out of honey before the spring arrives. And that is what causes starvation. So sometimes beekeepers open a dead hive and find bees with their heads stuck deep inside the empty cell. And this is a clear sign the colony starve during the winter. So that's the starvation. One of the signs of starvation is the dead bees, stuck their head inside the cell. And strong colonies in colder climates often need 60 to 90 pounds of honey to survive until spring. Beginners focus only on the cold temperature, but moisture can actually be more dangerous than cold itself, the moisture. As bees breathe and generate heat inside the hive, warm moist air rises to the top of the box. So if that moisture condenses and drips back down into the cluster, it can kill the bees. Wet bees lose body fat and eat very fast or very quickly, and that can weaken or even kill the colony. That's why proper ventilation and moisture control inside the hive is extremely important during winter. And if you remember this, small or weak colonies always struggle to survive in winter. A strong hive has thousands of bees working together to maintain heat. But if the colony population is too small, they might not be able to generate enough heat to keep warm, keep the cluster alive, right? So weak colonies often collapse before spring arrives. That's why many beekeepers combine weaker hives in the fall to create one strong colony instead of two weak ones. And that's part of beekeeping, management, proper management, right? So winter survival really begins months before winter arrives. Successful beekeepers prepare their colony in late summer and early fall by making sure mite levels are controlled, colonies are strong and healthy, the hive have enough honey store or food, the hive is protected from moisture and wind. When these things are done properly, colony have a much better chance of surviving the winter. So when a honeybee's colony dies during winter, the cold weather is usually not the reason, or it's not the real reason. The real cause are high mite levels, weak or unhealthy bees, not enough food, and moisture inside the hive. Healthy colonies that are properly prepared can survive even the harshest of winter. And when spring arrives, those strong colonies will be ready to go, forage and produce honey quickly. So if you enjoy learning about honeybees and beekeeping, make sure to subscribe for more educational videos. And remember, strong bees in the fall leads to surviving bees in the springtime. Yeah man, bless up yourself. Prefer to live inside like Jones cell. Jones be very devastating effect on the eye. You know, cause they call them the destructor and anything. So the most visible sign of infestation of Varroa is the deformed bees. And you know, as soon as you look at it, it doesn't look like a regular bee, right? Just part of life. So as more bees emerge, sick or you would say, as a beekeeper, what we can do is we fight back with different treatments, you know, and different kind of treatments. For instance, you'd say it's good to kill the mite contact. So both work, and your hive, you protect your hive and the hive will survive. So we can just share knowledge. People have that challenge. So just want to touch on it. You know, very, very dangerous. And when you look at the if and the fat, it makes that bees become deformed, right? So the bee, sometimes even the abdomen becomes short. This is the one that does basically all the work inside the hive. Inside the box, basically it penetrates the cell and kill the mite that is inside the cell. You know, those mite that goes inside the cell. So when the queen lay, that mite lays there and create a family inside the hive. But once they're inside that thing now, the formic acid treatment like apivir is good, right? Right? It has to contact with the mite to kill them. So that's one of the things, the difference between the formic acid. So all you have to do is just follow the instruction. I can only say